Hey there folks, my name is Pravus. Welcome back to more Frostpunk 2 with the new Breach of Trust DLC. And at the beginning of Act 3, the thing we all knew was gonna happen has finally happened. The volcano has erupted. New Edinburgh is doomed. Completely, totally doomed. And if we do not evacuate the population here, it is going to be a calamity, the likes of which these people have never seen or ever will see again. Now, there's a few things that have changed here. First off, it's hot. We no longer need to really worry about heat here, not so much. But we do need to think about how we're going to get evacuation going ASAP. One thing I will do is come over here and say, hey, researchers, no need to rush you, but like, freaking finish your research. We need that evacuation hub ASAP because in 79 weeks, this volcano is gonna blow. It is gonna happen, and that is all the time we've got to save as many people as possible. My new objective is to evacuate the majority of the population, which is a little over 10,000 people. We also have to contain the casualties to less than 7,000? Dude, when the game thinks that saving 7,000 people is a win, I don't know what to tell you, but that scares the crud out of me. But to do that, we need that evacuation hub, which we know is over here in the research under Frostland, and it's only going to take me a few weeks to research, but the sooner we can get to it, for sure, the better. In the meantime, my trust with all my population is extremely low, tension's going to be rising, and we need things. A lot of things. Specifically, I need an absolute metric ton of prefabs. Forget goods. That is no longer relevant. We're going to go to my industrial districts, and we're going to be building out a couple of additional factories over here ASAP with these remolded prefab factories. Why? You'll see in just a little bit. Just trust me when I say we need a lot, and fast. In fact, I'm also going to go ahead and probably dismantle this extraction district because of the heat being what it is. Who even needs geothermal power anymore? We might as well reduce the seismic activity. I'd rather only have one more rupture before we have to worry about the eruption from the volcano. This is going to bring up a whole new problem we've never had before. Volcanic night. As the ash covers the sky, basically everything gets dark. The squalor is going to increase because ash is everywhere, and as we lose trust, our people are going to turn to crime. So, this is going to become a new death spiral for us. It's going to be very difficult, if not impossible, for us to deal with the squalor. That will be a thing. Crime, though? I need to get that trust up fast, man. Somehow, I need my people to trust in me again. Easier said than done, perhaps, but it's gotta happen. This is also a great time to go ahead and start tearing down things I don't think I'm gonna need. For example, I don't need one of these housing units. We'll get rid of one of those. Why? Because, again, prefabs. All the prefabs. All of them. On the plus side, the resistance in Aurora is about to break. So long as we keep them from gaining any power for a bit longer, we'll be okay on that front, so that's good. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and research that evacuation hub. Do it now. My goal is to start producing over 200 prefabs a week if I can, which at the moment we're on track to do, so looking okay so far. Squalor is already starting to destroy some of my districts. That's gonna be a thing. We shouldn't need this logistics district anymore because we've already explored the entire map. So I'll probably dismantle this, save myself a bit more. And over here in Aurora, you can imagine we're gonna need a lot of housing if I'm going to be evacuating everyone over in this direction. So let's start planning out some more city space. And then over in New Edinburgh, of course, we need to build out these evacuation hubs. Now, I want to have a minimum, I think, of 4 of these things. Which may sound crazy, but trust me, I'm going to need a lot if we want to have a chance at getting a halfway decent ending and even make this in time. Because we are going to be really pushing it here. The game's like, build at least one. That's a great way to die. Don't even listen to them. One other thing that would be really useful for me right now is to go to housing distribution and pick up any of these. Something that increases housing size would mean that I don't need to build quite as much in Aurora. So I think that's going to be worth it. Might be nice getting the extra heat stamps. Lets me build a lot. Or do I go for the 20% and accept tension? I think we're just gonna go for... I think we're gonna go for the merit base. It's fine. Got an event! Shadows and Torches! A substantial group of people want to have massive series of processions. Wearing masks, carrying torches? Yeah, it's gonna lose me a lot of workforce if we do this for the next 20 weeks, but it does decrease tension by quite a lot. Forbidding it may not be very smart. I don't know. Tension's already gonna be quite bad. So yeah, sure, why not? We're all gonna die anyway. Why not just go ahead and give in to your carnal instincts? That's surely gonna work out fine. All right, evacuation hubs are built. So the way this is going to work, every one of these has an airship. We need to load it with 5,000 food, 5,000 coal, and 500 prefabs. before we can launch it. And that's going to save 1,000 people. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen. And then the ship turns, and we do it again and again. So needless to say, we need tons of food, coal, and we need tons of prefabs, and we need to be doing this as fast as humanly possible, which is one of the reasons I knew that I need to get my prefab production up and running as quick as we can. Also, more food production in Aurora to send more over here just so we can keep this going. I need to have a stockpile of 20,000 every single time the ship comes through. Technically speaking, I might even need to get a 5th one of these in order to get this done in time. 60 weeks is not as much time as you might think. Over in Aurora, we're completely out of manpower, but that problem will solve itself once the first round of emergency transports arrive. This is where things start to get really tense, man. Now, you might think, oh, well, one other thing we could do that'll make life a lot easier, what if I start setting up a whole bunch of new things over in the Frostlands to gather up, let's say, the oil or some materials or some coal? Yeah, that doesn't work anymore, unfortunately. I have tested this. If I were to set up a new one, right now we're still getting all our resources, but if I set up some more, it'll say, hey, remember that volcanic night? No new routes are going to work, which is extremely unfortunate because I'd love to have more sources of oil or coal. Also, in Aurora, a problem we're going to have is this is not a real proper generator, and I can only produce so much heat. And I can't upgrade this. So this is all the heat I've got to work with, and it's going to be getting colder. Uh-oh! It's a very good reason to be setting up things like a few extra heating hubs here and there, trying to boost up that temperature level where we can. Anyway, food is loaded. Now we load up the coal. Then the prefabs, all 2,000 of them. Ouch. And we are ready to launch our first ship. Off we go. All right, the first evacuation transport has successfully lifted off. We can set up a new one as soon as the airship is back from Aurora. Okay, I gotta do this a lot. Now remember, the minimum was that we had to save, what was it, 10,500 people roughly? So doing this 3 times with all 4 of them is technically enough, but my whole population was just over 16,000. I'd like to save as many as possible. Keep in mind, of course, we're also losing workforce as time goes on over here, so the more stuff that I have sent off, the less people to continue working things in New Edinburgh. On the other hand, the more I can start dismantling some things we don't need anymore, so we can start getting rid of some of these unnecessary buildings, maybe shut down a district or 2, we will see. Another event, Pulling Teeth, a puppet show staged by the youths in Aurora. Oh, that sounds so nice. Except it's actually making fun of the forefingers and is going to enrage them. Great, we could censor them at the cost of some tension, or we could turn it into propaganda. Yeah, I'll spend some heat stamps doing that. Sure, let's keep the tension nice and low over here, okay? Don't be mean to each other, all right? That's not helping anyone. Merit-based housing is about to pass. That's going to increase the shelter I have in Aurora by 10%. Okay, plus some heat stamp production, which is nice. The resistance has officially been quashed, so I don't have to worry about that anymore, thank you. But I do have to worry about the growing squalor over here, because unfortunately, the volcanic night is going to affect the entire region. So let's get a couple of moss ventilation towers up and running. Doesn't seem like a great thing to have, but I mean, like, apparently moss is good against ash or something. Who knew? And the tremors are going to hit me in about 24 weeks, which is kind of a serious problem. We have to be careful not to let people die, or else, well, we're going to lose the scenario. Pack rats. Looks like people are trying to bring along bulky belongings and mementos. Do you guys see the giant mountain on fire? Is this really the priority right now? Apparently it is. Oh, mementos. Frick your mementos. Ban the unnecessary baggage. No, that is going to cause some tension. Instead, I'd rather get some trusts at the cost of a very small amount of workforce. We'll evaluate on a case-by-case basis whether it makes any sense at all to be bringing this stuff along, but I'm guessing probably not. The first evacuation transport has landed in Aurora. Okay. So long as we have enough shelter and resources, people will be okay. It's on its way back. This should be enough to start building up a lot more trust with my people, because I see that I am making a thorough evacuation effort. I don't know if it's going to be enough, but I mean, like, we're trying, dude. Now, as a whole bunch of people have landed over here, we're suddenly not having enough housing, which, yeah, this is going to be a constant struggle. We need a lot more. Got another event over here. The Lost Flock. First citizen fearing for their lives and unwilling to wait. Some people have left. Bring them back without guidance. They're doomed. So we could try to... Why is it saying I can't do this? Bring them back requires 5 Frostland teams. I have 5 Frostland teams. I've got more than 5. Weird. When I did a playtest for this was not an issue at all, but for some reason I haven't got a choice. Well, great. So these people are all about to die. Look at that. I got 22 Frostland teams. What are y'all talking about? Well, there goes my dang trust. Okay, we're in trouble now. We're in serious trouble all of a sudden. Hello. Good thing I just built a communication hub so I can start doing a little bit of propaganda, huh? Seriously, I unironically probably am going to need some of this in order to stand a chance. Otherwise, I might die. We're really on the edge of a knife over here. Seriously on the edge of a knife. Oh my god. Keep sending whatever resources we can. Yes, I don't have enough manpower to keep working everything over here. It's fine. It's fine. This is all according to plan, probably. The important thing is I have more than enough prefabs coming in now to keep supplying all of these transports. We could send a whole bunch of emergency evacuees out into the frost using some of my Frostland teams, which apparently I wasn't allowed to do before. Go figure, but it's fine. Transports have returned. Load them up again. Rinse and repeat. Do we have enough housing over here in Aurora? No, of course we don't. I need a lot more. But at least the communication hubs are enough to get me a whole load more trust. Thank God, that just saved my game. Another event, Dead Eyes. The unending darkness has poisoned the city with bands of drifters. They keep coming to take things. We can't defend ourselves. If I had weaponry, I could encourage people to defend their homes, or if I had an army, I could do something, but I disbanded them all. So crime's gonna go up. Not much I can do about that right now. Oh boy, and the temperature's about to drop. That is a huge problem. In Aurora, there's really only so much I can do. I don't have enough heating to go around. So, I'm about to get real cold, guys. But the next round of transports are away. Hide and seek. A family is waiting because they can't find their children. Really, kids? Really? Is now the time to lose time? Okay, fine, whatever. Lose some guard squads, trust rises, at least for now. Fine, we have the guard squads and crime isn't that bad because most of the population's leaving anyway. By the way, over in Aurora, I think it would be very wise for me to build out some Vanguard logistics bays. It would be very embarrassing if, as I continue evacuating, I lose all my Frostland teams in New Edinburgh and then no one's able to escape. That would be horrendous. I'm also going to spend a little bit of time making sure I research a couple other hubs, like these fighting hubs. Why? Because if there's anything I've learned from Frostpunk 2 and some of these series finales, they tend to really hit you in things like trust and in your tension. And I need ways of demolishing that quickly, otherwise we could just lose the game, and that would not be so good. I am kind of concerned we're going to have that no matter what in New Edinburgh, but I mean, like, no surprise there. There's the cold. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Okay, and now we have a new problem. We still haven't evacuated the majority of the population, but as New Edinburgh's doom approaches, it is time to think about extracting the generator's core. Removing this component will release a massive surge of pressure, pushing the volcano into a full, devastating eruption. This means certain death for anyone still in the city shortly after the generator's core is extracted. So we have to get out as many people as possible, and then also time this in such a way that we can now dismantle this, and it will take 30 weeks to complete. So we want to do this right before the volcano would erupt normally anyway, right? I'm pretty sure that's correct. So we better keep an eye on this for sure. A whole new wave of people just arrived in Aurora. Okay, I'd love to get more housing districts, but I don't think we can justify that, unfortunately. I'm going to have to start getting things like some dense housing blocks just so we can get some shelters without increasing my heat needs. Really wish I could rebuild the generator over here, man. That would help right now. Okay, we have returned with our ships. Let's go ahead and load up the next round. It is also at 31 weeks, which means I think now is the time that we have to start working on that generator. And then this is just gonna have to time out. All right, let's go ahead and extract the generator's core. All right, are we sure we want to do it? Yeah, I don't have a choice. We've got to save the generator, otherwise Aurora will never sustain our population. We're also about to have another seismic tremor, because of course we are. Why wouldn't we? But hey, we're ready to launch off the third wave of transports. That's going to be 12,000 people evacuated from the city. Okay. Which is going to leave me with a skeleton crew of basically nothing. I'm going to go ahead and demolish these stabilizers. They no longer do anything for me, and they're taking up precious workers I need just to maintain a few houses and keep people out of the ash. I have time for probably one last research if I want it. I need something involving heat. Workplace insulation, maybe? Or heating hubs require less heat in order to operate? That could save me a lot, maybe? I'm gonna take the thermal airlocks because I think I'll save more overall that way. And then the question becomes, where's this tremor going to hit, and is anybody going to die? Well, hopefully not, because this area has now been taken care of. So that means that we have emergency hubs around everything that anyone could die in, right? Pretty sure. Gosh, I'm tense. I don't know what to expect over here, but I think something bad's about to happen. All right, where's that tremor gonna hit? It's gotta be around here, right? Like, it's not gonna just hit some random spot and touch nothing. That would be way too convenient. No, no, no. It's gonna hit like every single one of my houses, and I know it, and you know it too. Yep, there it is. There goes 3 of them. Good thing I still have some of those emergency shelters, at least for now. All in all, that could have been a lot worse. We're holding together, barely, but we are. By the way, I think we have a new problem. As my population is transitioning over here, I don't have enough food. Part of that's because I'm still transferring a lot of it over to New Edinburgh, so maybe this will all sort out, but I am literally extracting every ounce of fish in this entire map. So if this ain't enough for my current population, then I don't know what to tell you, man. Boiling tensions. Yeah, tension has reached a peak in New Edinburgh. If we don't reduce it, the city will fall, but how long do I have for that to work? 60 weeks? The volcano's done in 18. Who even cares? That means nothing to me. The city is doomed. Be tense. I'm tense. All right, possibly the last round of ships. This might leave behind like 300 people, but that's kind of how it's just working out this time. Unless I build literally a 5th evacuation hub just to get the last 297 people who are left behind. Screw it. We are getting dangerously close, by the way, to not having enough coal to go around anymore. This is becoming really dicey because I don't have enough fuel, man, and I can't get anything so long as there's a volcanic ash. Last round of transports are away. And something is wrong here. I'm trying to transfer the last bit of coal over here to the city, but it's stuck, saying this value has been reduced. So I can't change it. What? Why? I need this! Hello! Well, that's screwed up. All right, we're gonna launch some more people here. Okay, that's 17,000. You know what? We don't actually need this extra evacuation airship. This is now dealt with. In fact, unless I'm much mistaken, there's literally nothing left here. Everybody is out. 12 weeks with no coal. What the heck am I even supposed to do in this case? It's broken. I have coal. I've got 50,000 coal. Let me do this, guys. Now we're burning through our food like it ain't no one's business because I can't produce anything. I don't even know if I'm gonna make it 30 weeks. Strangely, people aren't dying of the cold yet. People are just now starting to notice it's a little chilly, but we're waiting 3 weeks. I think we can make it. Barely. We're gonna make it. We don't deserve to, but we're gonna make it. Okay, we managed to salvage the core. It'll be shipped with the last convoys. That's it. Holy crap, the game tried to kill me at the last second. That's so incredibly unfair, but we made it. Frick you! Frick you, Volcano, we win! We win! Oh. It's very dramatic. Very dramatic looking at a ruin of absolutely nothing. You destroy nothing. Oy.
The moment I'm gone, Aurora will stab you in the back.
I haven't seen this yet.
With hunger in your belly and wrath in your hearts, you will bring them fire and steel.
I did do that, yeah.
But even subdued, they won't provide, till you feed their fish with the guts of my generator. And when the mountain eventually awakes, and you are forced into exodus, you will seek refuge in the reclaimed colony.
And this captain guy was smart. He predicted a lot.
I had a dream, citizen. Is this yours?
Boom? Waiting for big boom? Expected big boom? No big dramatic boom? Okay, well. Yes, this is my dream. I don't know. I mean, frickin' barely we made it, okay? Oi, oi, oi. A dream of tomorrow, Aurora has been reclaimed. It is market day in Aurora. The year is 1959. This is a bit in the future, fair bit in the future. People browse through the wares and mingle, exchanging the latest gossip. Children play. The older citizens remember they never forgot the war. As we killed each other and Aurorans were brought to heal, they remember the lava and ash and the evacuation. But time heals all wounds. There are no Four Fingers, no Lochmoors. There are only citizens brought together by tragedy, carving out a common future. During a recent expedition to the ruins of New Edinburgh, some scouts spotted a green sprout in the ashes. The old captain was wrong! Frick you! We win! Oh my god. That got really dangerously close, seriously. I think I was fine right up until the game decided, screw you, no more coal. Don't know why it did that. It was doing that before I demolished my logistics district, so I know that wasn't the issue. For some reason, it just got locked. I'm gonna flag that to the developers ASAP, because that shut down all of Aurora. But barely we made it anyway by the skin of our teeth, the hair on our chinny chin chin. Oh my god, alright, that felt pretty good. That definitely felt frantic. I know this video is gonna be a bit shorter than some of the other ones, but I mean, that's just kind of how these finales go. Typical Frostpunk faction, when things come to a head, they really come to a head, and you're either ready for it, or you're not. In our case, thank God, we were. Whew, that was absolutely fun. Dude, I need more of these stories, alright? This is the stuff that reminds me of the DLCs in Frostpunk 1 that I had so much fun with. They didn't have to be around New London. Sometimes you could have all these different branching paths that got increasingly frantic or esoteric, and they were great. So this, to me, is a bit of a return to form, and I had a lot of fun with this. Wowzas! Okay, we beat it on Steward difficulty, guys. We really did do it. What's hilarious is the co-director I was talking to before this game released was telling me at the time I'm recording this, they're still fine-tuning a little bit of balance, and they're going to do that on launch day. So for them, they think it's actually a little bit overly difficult. Beating it on Steward is probably a really big accomplishment right now. Probably. But we'll see how they fine-tune that on release day. For me, I'm recording this the day before it goes live, so we will see. Thank you all very much for watching this short series of Frostpunk 2. I had a lot of fun with this. I hope you guys did as well. If so, I would ask you to hit that like button, please. It really does hurt the channel. I think I've earned it a little bit. Leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.